Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's first Health and Happiness Squad Monday Motivation. I am super excited to see you all on this call. 47 beautiful faces so far. And normally I'm a late one, so I'm sure we'll have other people hopping on. So my name is Hillary Thompson. I'm an Emerald Ambassador, and I am going to just turn it right over to the beautiful Jamie Lynn, who is a senior ruby and a jewel in my book. She is amazing. And hi.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited for the call. We'll go on Robin with Hillary, Erin, Tanya, and Amanda. And if you ladies could introduce yourself and let us know how many years have you been with Plexus?
I unmuted them, I think.
I'm unmuted.
Yeah. Miss Erin, you go first, dear.
Okay. My name is Erin Barton. I'm a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus, and I started in June of 2013, so I'm almost 4 years now.
My name's Amanda Anderson, and I'm an Emerald Ambassador, and I've been with Plexus for 3 years.
All right. I'm Tanya Stewart, and I've been with Plexus since June of 2013, and I'm an Emerald.
Hillary,
with 2 boys that keep coming into my office, but I promise you, they won't any longer.
Hillary Thompson, Emerald. I have been with Plexus for 3 years.
Very great. Awesome, ladies. All right, one of our first questions. What is your vision and goals? Go ahead, Erin.
Okay. My vision, I guess, for the team right now, I was talking to my coach today, and so I set a really big goal for the team, and right now, my vision for the team is to have 20 jewels by December. So I have big goals for the team, but for my personal business, my personal vision is that, you know, I would like to use my business to, you know, generationally impact families, and eventually I would like to open my own nonprofit. So I'm kind of like, I have a lot of different kinds of goals, but as far as myself personally, like I'm always trying to go silver every month and get new customers. I'm challenging myself to go after like bigger fish because I haven't really done that before. And so I signed a gym this week, so I've kind of like broke the seal for that. So I finally got, you know, the courage to do something bigger like that. And so those are like my smaller goals, but I really would like to see this team, you know, I would like to see 20 jewels in Hawaii next year at least. And so I said, Jake, I want 30 jewels by December. And he was like, ah! And I'm like, okay, fine, 20. So I just want everyone to grow together. And I think I'm so excited for this whole page and everyone working together, because I think it's just going to help everybody, you know, achieve their goals better with all the different personalities and styles and types of communication. So those are my goals. Well, me.
Awesome.
Tanya?
Am I
Is everyone doing this? Are we doing everyone? Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Tanya.
Okay. So my goals are, for the team, my goal is that everybody learn this business in the simplicity that it's meant to be learned. So I made a lot of mistakes along the way, and one of the things was really overcomplicating it. So I really want to create a team and even transform anyone left on my team right now that's still doing something a little more complicated, to really understand that it's the simple activity of reaching out to 3 to 5 new people a day. And the reason I want that goal is because it allows this business to be fun. So I have a vision in my mind of my team from this point forward growing into what I call an angel team. I've even created a dream board of that, and the painting is on the wall. I will save you the picture of it because it's really not all that good. But it is a picture of angel ambassadors, and that's what I want to see throughout my existing team and all of the new people coming onto my team. And I pray over this, because what I mean by an angel team is that their hearts are in it to help other people, and that they are able to quickly pick up on the easy pattern of contacting 3 to 5 people a day and then letting it be, not worrying, not being an anxiousness about when am I going to go to a rank advance, but more like, this is an amazing opportunity. It's a lifelong journey that I'm going to go on. And along that journey, I am just excited to be able to help many, many, many people. But today, I'm excited to help 3 to 5. And just enjoy the moment that they're in, knowing that if they just take those daily steps, in the long run, they will have all of the other bonuses to go along with it, which is rank advancement. But with that culture, what I'm after is just creating a lot of fulfilled hearts and happiness and love for one another and love for the people that we're helping. So that's kind of my vision of my team. And then I have personal goals of going diamond. I don't even really think about sapphire too much, actually. I'm going to have to hit sapphire to hit diamond. But I already know I'm going diamond, so I kind of feel like, what's the point of thinking about sapphire? So I'm already thinking diamond. I don't have a set time frame for that. I really just want to enjoy this journey from this point forward. So that's what I'm focusing on, is enjoying the journey. And my personal goals with like the lifestyle, that kind of thing, more and more every single day are leaning towards, what can I give back? And I'm really going down a very big spiritual journey right now, and I'm really looking at where can I give back, and I haven't decided on that yet. I think I have an idea, but I haven't totally decided. And then the other thing is, what kind of a legacy can I hand over to my children, and what can I teach them that I've learned from this business about people and networking that will benefit them in their future, and potentially even have them join the business with me.
Awesome. Amanda, what is your vision and goals?
I have big goals and visions, as most of you know. My vision is to create a legacy, obviously. I want to, like Erin said, impact generations to come. I want to help people realize that they can break that cycle that they might feel that they're trapped in their life. And I want them to realize, like Tanya said, simplicity of this business, and that everybody is capable of achieving their goals through this opportunity and their health goals through these products. My big goal is to be diamond by December, but even bigger than that is I want a team full of jewels. I've told my personal team for many years that it's fun to be a jewel, but it'll be more fun to be a jewel with all of you. So my big vision and goal is to have the whole convention center filled with jewels from our very own team, and watching people continue to inspire other people and for bigger and bigger goals they even know that they're capable of reaching. So my goals and visions are pretty simple but pretty big all at the same time.
Awesome. Miss Hillary.
Well, obviously, everything that they said. I mean, I want this team to be as successful as each and every one of you want to be, whatever success means to you. Success for me is when I'm a double diamond, I'll feel success. Like, that is my big, huge vision and goal. And there are so many reasons why I want to be a double diamond and what that means. And it's not just for me to say, oh, I'm a double diamond. By being double diamond, think about all of the lives that have changed along the way. And I have big dreams of giving back. My grandmother passed away this past May of Alzheimer's. And I have a big goal and a big vision to build a Matilda Thompson Alzheimer's home. And I want to be able to do it on scholarship based for families. I want to give to Alzheimer's research. I want to give back big time. And I know that this business and this opportunity allots that. And of course, like I said, I want everyone on my team to be as successful as they want to be. That's so important. So I don't want any of you going, oh, well, I don't really want to be a diamond. That's okay. If you want to be a gold ambassador and that's where you're going to rock and roll as a gold ambassador or a silver ambassador, rock it, sister. Like, stay there and be proud of yourself and your accomplishment, because realistically, if you've sponsored one person, you're above the norm in network marketing already. So be proud of yourself. And just like Tanya said, it's simple. Don't overcomplicate it. It's the power of 3. Get yourself 3 friends, have them 3 friends, and just enjoy the ride and enjoy the journey, and don't compare. That's mine.
Sorry, I was waiting for my unmute to come on. Awesome. All right, guys. Next question. What is something you wish you would have done right from the start if you had known?
Oh my gosh. Let me count the things I did wrong that I wish I would have done right. Oh, that's a long list. Gosh, there's a lot of things that you learn on this journey. I mean, it's really a big personal growth thing as you go. But one of the things that I did in the beginning that I wish I would have stayed with was personally recruiting my whole business. So I did go through phases of my business where, I stopped recruiting and was just trying to help my team build and recruit and train and all that stuff, which is really important. But I think that at certain points, like, it was unnecessary. There was more people there that could have taken on their own roles, and I just, I guess it's part of the growth of this business is, like, I didn't know what I didn't know, so I couldn't see through my own glasses, I guess is what I might say. But so that's one thing that I wish I would have continued to do that I did in the beginning. And maybe just not taking the business so seriously. I mean, I'm a red, so I'm a red and blue, so I love to have fun, but sometimes I get so focused that I lose sight of the fun. So just really keeping it fun and not pressuring myself so much would have been something. Those are probably my 2 main things.
Tanya.
I agree with Erin. The biggest mistake that I made was to worry too much about every person on my team trying to go to Diamond every time they said they wanted to go to Diamond, and thinking that that was going to be my responsibility to get them there yesterday. It's not your responsibility, especially for your whole team. You need to focus on your level 1s and then be a backup to your level 2s and 3s and teach your downline to do the same thing. And that way the balance does not get lost. First and foremost, when you wake up every day, you need to be making sure the priority of your day in this business is contacting 3 to 5 new people and following up with at least 2. If you have the time in your day, of course. If you don't, you need to back that down to contacting 1 to 2 people and following up with 1. Be reasonable about it. But my point is doing your own business first, so that you're constantly dripping seeds that will grow your personal organization, your personal level 1s, because forever and foremost, that is going to be what will get you to a rank advancement. You always need to be bringing those new recruits in. And I brushed that to the side again. I didn't know what I didn't know, and spent far too much time just wanting everyone Diamond yesterday who said it, because I felt like it was my personal responsibility, and like they weren't going to like me if I didn't help them get to Diamond yesterday. So that was like this deep-seated, call it an insecurity that I was carrying with me, and it was really fueling the fire for that. So the second thing that I would say that I would do more of is to love myself. And I really would preach that to my team, actually. I've already preached it to new level 1s that I see that they're going down that same road. I have a girl right now, for instance, who, she's pretty hard on herself. She's been doing just absolutely amazing in this business. And yet she's like, you can just see her wheels spinning, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm failing. And I'm thinking, are you kidding, girl? You're like rocking this business. So just trying to help my team to say, hey, it's not a race, it's a marathon. And this is a lifelong commitment that you're making to a new lifestyle that you're going after. And love yourself along the way deeply so that you can love on other people and then enjoy the moment. So it's great to learn the processes, and it's great to build goals for yourself and to sink your teeth into knowledge. But there's only 24 hours in a day, and there's only so many minutes on that day that you're going to do your business. Don't beat yourself up if it means that in those minutes that you can do the business each day, you don't go gold for 6 months. It's okay. It's okay. You're doing awesome. As long as you're getting up every day and doing your daily methods of operation and you're doing your best that you can do, then that's enough. And so those are the two areas that I would have done differently for myself and for my team.
Perfect. Thank you, Amanda.
They're taking all the good ones. One thing that I wish that I would have known, was it that I would have known earlier, or that a question?
Something you know now as an Emerald that you with you when you started.
One thing that I wish I would have known before is the importance of color personalities and how to build stronger relationships with people on your team. Besides the things that these ladies already spoke about, personal recruiting and not being responsible for every single person on your team. So I wish I would have known about that sooner so that I could build longer lasting relationships sooner in my journey. And I'm learning and growing now. So I think that that's been really helpful. So those of you who are hearing us talk about the color personalities all the time, it really is that important. It's an amazing tool in your journey, and it'll be really helpful for you, not only building relationships with your team, but also when you're out prospecting other people. I'm red and blue, just like Erin, but when it comes to the business, I'm really, really a forced red because I had to make this business work for my family. And so a lot of times I didn't take the time to have the fun in the journey in the beginning. So it was work, tunnel vision to get to my goal. And another thing I really wish is that I would have known that it was okay to stop and smell the roses, to enjoy the freedom that I've provided for me and my family. And, now I'm taking the time to do that. And I'm realizing that the whole world's not going to crumble if I don't answer a message immediately, but I still have urgency in my business, and that's okay to have balance.
Awesome. Hillary.
Oh my goodness. I don't like that I'm last. I feel like everything is being said. For me,
I'll give you the next one. You can go first.
Okay, good. Okay, so for me personally, when I first started, and I think back to the Hillary 3 years ago, and this is something that I really want you all to know, is that I was not confident. I was not happy. I was not healthy. I was consulting bankruptcy lawyers. I was a single mom. I was broke as a joke. I hated myself. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think that I was worth this. I thought that all of my past mistakes, this is just where I was going to be my entire life, driving the struggle bus. That's what I thought I was going to have to do my entire life. And now looking back on when I first started, I wish that I would have offered myself a lot more grace. I wish that I would have not been so hard on myself as far as feeling like I didn't know everything and that I needed to know everything. And I'm a blue. I'm not a red. So reds intimidated me all get out in the beginning. I was like, hold the train. Please be nice to me. I'm a blue yellow. So I wear my heart on my sleeve, and it was hard in the beginning. It really, really was. So I wish that I would have believed more in myself, without a doubt. Like, I was believing in network marketing. I was seeing the possibilities in it. I believed in the company and the products, but I didn't have that final piece that's so important, and that's the belief in yourself. So no matter what you do, know that you're going about this business with the mindset that you're worth it, and that you're sharing with people something that they want to hear. You're not bothering them. You're not inconveniencing them. You are sharing health and happiness, and they're praying for this. They're praying for an opportunity. It's the perfect storm. You know, money equals stress equals bad health. I mean, it's just a vicious cycle for so many people. So I wish I was more confident, for sure, and more confident in my leadership and my ability to inspire and motivate people.
Thank you, Hillary. All right, we're going to stick with you here, honey. So you're a blue. Now,
see, I want to talk. That's why I'm a blue.
Benefited you. How do you think that's benefited you within your business, being a blue?
Well, I can talk to anyone. So I think that's definitely benefited me in my business. I'm very outgoing, and I think that I've been this way my entire life, the outgoing aspect. It was a lot of inner workings, I think, as far as the mental stuff, and really the personal growth and development. For me, it's 90% what you tell yourself on a daily basis. It totally is. Because if you go about your DMO and have that mindset that they're all going to say no one's going to listen to me, then you might as well not even do a DMO for that day, because it's worthless. It's truly worthless if that's going to be your mindset. So having just the blue personality of having fun, and it's driven me to want to be successful, because money equals fun to me. The more money I have, the more fun I can have, the more I can offer other people. So I really think that that's helped me. But in the beginning, I'm not going to lie, I thought a blue can't do this business because I have squirrel syndrome. I'm not very organized. I'm usually hot mess express. And I didn't think that I could do this. Again, if I could go back and be nicer to myself. But I've definitely learned to embrace the other color personalities and to use them. Like, we're all a team. So when I'm hot mess express, not organized, I've got Rachel Marie, who I'm going, okay, just tell me where I need to be and what I'm doing. Or, you know, so utilizing and being a true team and being true to yourself, you know. I can be red when I want to be, most definitely. I can put on those bossy floss, get down and do it, red pants. I mean, I wouldn't have made it to Emerald if you didn't have some of that. But I think it's a perfect combination of working also with other people on your team and their color personalities.
Awesome. Amanda, a benefit in your business?
I only heard the last half.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know you're a red, so tell us how that's benefited you within the business.
For me, it is because when I set a goal, I can have tunnel vision towards that goal. So when I joined, I set a goal, with Erin to fast start, and that was all I looked at. It was, I'm going to fast start gold. So I set the goal, I came up with a plan, with somebody who knew what they were doing, and I just went for it. Throughout my whole journey, that's kind of how I've done things. It was, where do I need to be? What are the number breakdowns? How am I going to get there? And being bold. I've always shared unapologetically. There's not a person that exists that I'm afraid to share Plexus with. I have an email out to Donald Trump right now. Not really, but I'm just really bold. And I think that that's helped me become successful.
Excellent. Tanya, can you share with us?
So a lot of what Amanda just said, it goes the same for me because I'm a red, so I'm really, really bold and process-oriented and driven. That all works great for this business. I also have a lot of grit. So I would say, I don't know if that's a color issue. I think some of it is in alignment with being a red. We don't give up very easily because we are so driven. So when things get difficult or challenges arise, it's not all that likely that we're going to sit down and just go, okay, well, this didn't work, because it drives us nuts not to achieve our goals. We are very, especially me, I have an achiever as my, one of my strengths is achiever from the latest personality test I took. And it shows in there that I really am very results driven. So I have to like see that end. So that has all played into this business. But I would say, even if, regardless of the color you are, the word grit definitely resonates in my mind. And I think that you have to have that to see this business through to a jewel level or above. You have to have a mindset that you are going to do it no matter what comes into your life on a personal basis that would pull you aside from this business. And no matter what the business brings to your table or to your plate that would make you want to cringe and just duck away from the business, you have to be willing to go, nope, I drew my line in the sand. I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. And I don't care what hits me in the face, personally or within the Plexus business. I'm here to stay, and I will figure out what I need to figure out to get past this hurdle. So grit is a really great characteristic, if you don't have it naturally, to definitely build that within your business. That's it.
Awesome.
Okay, I want to add something to the last question if I can, really fast. But something else that I thought of that I really wish I would have done from the beginning was like live as a Plexus ambassador. And what I mean by that is like be in alignment totally with being in Plexus. So like exercising, working out, you know, eating healthy foods, like a lot of, you know, all of those things as like the whole package. Carrie Wilkerson talked about it last year at Leaders Retreat a lot about like being in alignment. And I think it really helps you as far as like people following you and people trusting you and believing in you when your whole life is about being healthy. Like you're actually living a whole healthy life instead of just taking healthy supplements. So that was just something I want to throw in there. But so I'm a red blue, and almost equal portions of red and blue, and I have no green at all in my personality. And so the reason why I tell you that is because I don't like, what I do is I make decisions in my business and then I make them right. My coach tells me that all the time. Like, I don't necessarily always make the right decisions, but when I commit to something, I do my best to make that a right move, you know? So I'm resourceful, and being red, have that red side too. So I'm really driven. So I try to, and I'm also a strategy person. So I try to create the strategy in my mind and then make the decisions based on what I can see as the outcome. And I think that has really helped me along the way. Like, there's been times when I've definitely not made the exact right decision, or I've made choices in my business that were borderline. Like when I switched to the new team page, that was like, it could have really been a wary move for my business, but I felt like in my heart that was the right thing to do. And I made that decision, even though it was really scary. And my coach, backed me up on it, but I'm able to make a decision like that and implement what I need to do to make it work. So that has really helped me, in the long, like, marathon journey of the team. And also just, I don't really know if it's a color thing necessarily. It could be something from red, but I feel like I'm able to like take, and I kind of think it's a blue thing actually, but I'm able to look at some of the mistakes that I made and I can recognize them and create a plan of action or a way I can create an opening to get through it and change what, not change the mistakes that I made, but like steer myself in the right direction of where I was supposed to be going instead of staying stuck on the path of total tunnel vision, which maybe is part red. Like, I feel like reds are like, this is my goal and I'm going, and like no one's talking me out of it and I'm never wavering. And sometimes, so I felt like that the combination has kind of helped me be able to like turn, and say, oh, wait a minute, this is the wrong way. I'm going to go this way now. So if that makes sense. I mean, that's not necessarily for like recruiting or anything like that, but I just think like in the development, because personal development is so much of our business, and being able to be flexible and change and learn from your mistakes and all that kind of stuff plays a big role in this business, because it's easy to get defeated otherwise. I think that's it.
All right, we have a half hour to go. Question number 4. So if we can speed this a little bit ahead, we'll go.
Okay.
Miss Hillary, can you tell us what your IPA is?
Can you guys hear me? My computer is being wacky and like freezing, so I really hope that doesn't mess up this call right now.
I can hear you.
Okay, am I frozen? Because I'm in like the most ugliest space on my screen right now.
No.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's good on everyone else's end because it's a hot mess over here, and I pray that it works. Okay, so my daily IPA, honestly, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I think it's something super important. What I do is I honestly thank God that I'm alive. That's how I start my day. That's how I start my mindset. Thank you, Lord, for blessing me with another day. And I start thinking about what I'm going to do that day and how I'm going to help other people be the best version of themselves. That's how I treat my business, and that's my goal, is to help everyone be the best version of themselves. So whatever that means for that day, and especially with if there's different, goals every month is to go silver, but every single day I'd like to message at least 5 people, follow up with at least 3. I like to do, yikes.
Sorry.
That's okay. And it's all still frozen on my end. So I like to obviously reach out to the team, talk with them, personal growth and development. It really just varies, but it's really important for me, and I've switched this a lot from learning, is I need to devote that 50% to me time. So the thought process on allotting of time is 50% me, 30% new, and 20% few, is what Sarah Bjorgard, the VP of Sales, said is a very successful ratio to use. So I like to try to stick with that because it is so incredibly important to be continually growing your own personal business.
Awesome. Erin, what your IPA every day?
My day usually looks, well, right now it's changed over time, but I always wake up and do some type of prayer or Bible study. I've gotten into listening to Elevation Church, so I've been getting up and listening to his sermons because I love him, and he, just really speaks to me. So I've been doing that in the morning, and then I've added, of course, my workout in, which I think, like I said before, is I'm trying to live like the Plexus way. So I'm definitely doing that. And then I've been trying to use that getting out of the house to face-to-face talk to people, because that's something that I really got away from in my business, and I'm much better talking to someone face-to-face than behind a messenger. So I'm doing that, and then I'm reaching out right now. So I'm trying to make 2 face-to-face contacts and 3 cold messages, because I'm kind of in a cold market. So I'm definitely friend requesting new people on Facebook, and then reaching out to 3 of those people a day from a cold message standpoint. And I just started using voice chat, like the voice feature on your messenger. And then obviously I'm following up with customers, previous people that I've messaged before. And then I do have a block of my day still that is working on team things. So I would say I probably spend at least an hour a day, either messaging and planning for the team or working on events, messaging people to set up events in the future, like, VIP events and things like that. So I'm spending at least a minimum of an hour a day doing that too.
Awesome.
I guess that's not IPA, but that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. Tanya, can you tell us about your daily IPA?
Sure. I definitely do what these little gals, I guess I never thought of it as an IPA, but I wake up every morning and do the prayer thing too. My big thing is I learned it from Lori Ward Harrison. And so I do this when I'm still laying in bed, is I spend 3 minutes of time thanking the Lord for whatever I feel comes to mind. So it's 3 minutes of being grateful. And that I did learn from another diamond. And I will say that I'm a big advocate of it, because when you spend your time thanking the Lord for things, you get more you get more greatness into your life. And it really does work that way. And it also sets your mind for the day to be a positive thinker. But straight up IPA, I do my 3 to 5 a day, where I reach out to 3 to 5 people a day that are new. And some of that is prospecting, but a lot of it is also just relationship building. So people building a relationship with somebody that eventually potentially I would drip Plexus to. And I follow up with at least 2, although right now I'm following up with way more than that. So I have a lot going on in terms of seeds that I've been planting that are just coming to fruition. So just following up with people who are on 7 days and individuals that are getting ready to join my team and things like that. I also am friending a minimum of 100 people a month on my Facebook page. So I'm constantly finding time to go in and friend new people, but that can be really, really simple. I mean, you can be doing that when you're sitting in the passenger seat of a car. It happens to be where I do a lot of that. So it's not necessarily at the same exact time I'm doing follow-ups. And then I spend time reaching out to my level ones and doing some team strategy and so forth with Erin, for instance. But I really keep that as basic as I can, and I'm available to do trainings and so forth. But I've really shifted my mindset, I guess, maybe with the people that are coming onto my team, so that there isn't all that much time needed for the training. We really get to the point of following the daily method of operation, which is the 3 to 5, the follow-up, the posting on Facebook effectively. We might strategize on the type of invitations and the friend requests and relationship building. So I keep it that simple for the most part, and I'm there to answer questions and so forth. But it just allows the business not to be overwhelming for them or me. And then I spend a good amount of time networking face-to-face. And that's just a personal preference for me. You do not ever have to face-to-face network if you don't want to. There's plenty of opportunity to master friending people on Facebook and building your entire team on Facebook. That can be done. There are people out there who do it all the time. I'm not as comfortable with it, so I choose to do about a 50-50 switch there where I'm relationship building on Facebook, but I'm also getting out and friending people face to face, because that is my strong point. So I'm impatient waiting for the friendships to always come to fruition on Facebook. So I tend to get out. So I can be out. This has happened in the last 3 months. I have had situations where I went grocery shopping and I signed the guy that was standing underneath the internet sales booth. I went to dinner with my husband and I signed the gal that sat next to me while we were at the restaurant. So totally random people. So that works for me. So I go to networking groups quite frequently, if you're an outgoing person, you should get out there and join networking groups, go to meetup groups, be social, because it's in those social environments that you can connect with one person who connects you with the next person and so forth. And I've just had this very long trickle in the last few months of things working out that way, where I do meet one person who introduces me to another, and then I've got multiple streams of customers and so forth. So that's my focus.
Thank you. Amanda.
Mine's going to be really quick. My IPA looks a lot different now than it did a few years ago, because I too am in a cold market. I do network when I'm out and about. I love talking about Plexus with anybody I come in contact with. I start my day with prayer and personal development for sure, which I guess isn't an IPA, but that's how I start my day. I usually reach out to 3 to 5 new people a day, and I am in the cold messaging phase. I don't cold message people about our business. I cold message people to build relationships. So like Tanya said, waiting for those, relationships to blossom, and the conversation to be the right timing to bring up Plexus, which is almost any time. So just waiting for those open doors to bring Plexus up and share Plexus with other people. I'm following up constantly. I try to get a lot of my IPAs done in the morning before the kids are up, because I'm a newly homeschooling mom. So I'm working on a new schedule, a new routine that works for me and my family. And then I coach and train where I can on the team. And that's about it. Post on Facebook every day.
Awesome. Amanda, we'll stay with you. If you can tell us a tip for staying focused and organized.
Okay, so I'm red, but I am not organized. I am focused. And the way that I focus on a goal is to write that goal down, and then to write smaller goals that help me lead up to that goal. So if I want to have a certain amount of points increased by the end of the month, I kind of map out the numbers, and I can see how close I'm getting to that goal day after day, week after week, or whatever. So that's how I stay focused in my business, is setting smaller goals that lead up to the bigger goal. As for organizing, I might be organized when my kids are all moved out, but I have notebooks everywhere, notes everywhere. I hardly ever utilize my calendar. I'm being honest. I'm just always 100% plugged into my business. I don't step away from my business very often, and I can't really focus on anything else because I see the big picture.
Awesome. Hillary.
How am I organized? I'm not. I'm organized in my fashion, that's for sure. I find a lot of power in, like Amanda said, if I have a goal and I know that I want to increase points by a certain amount, I definitely break that down and decide. Again, it goes in with IPAs, like what am I going to have to do this month to get to that goal? How many people am I helping in my downline to reach that goal? But I have tons of notebooks. I like to try to dedicate a notebook to certain things. Like this notebook is my diamond contact list, I'm calling it. So every single person in here I'm writing down on my road to diamond. I have a section notebook here. That's like a subject notebook where I've separated out my team, and I like to keep track of my team's points. I'm a firm believer in what you track grows. So don't be scared of your back office. Really be in there and looking at your numbers and tracking them. So that's what I do. And I try to stay as organized as possible, but I'm pregnant and my brain doesn't really function the best right now anyway. So I'm just being honest. Sometimes I might have to get reminded several times, and that's just the way it is.
Awesome. Tanya, how do you stay focused and organized?
Rachel is going to be cringing at this because I'll be the third person to say I'm not super organized. I'm sure Rachel Marie's loving this. I have a lot of notebooks like everyone else does. And I write a lot of notes, and I've been a business owner for many years, and I've always run everything from my brain. So it's worked really well over the years. I will say it's not doable in this business, in my opinion. So I have kept a book with lists of names and so on and so forth, but I finally succumbed, and I've ordered a book from dmosuccess.com, so I can put that in the chat box. It's a IPA DMO oriented pre-printed book for anyone. And I actually went to a Jewel panel earlier this year, and one of the other Jewels there said her team was absolutely all over this book, and it has transformed their entire growth of their team. Because if you fill out the pages of this book, you essentially cannot fail in this business. And so with all of the leads I have coming in and so forth, I ordered that book, and I will be using it. I will commit to it, because otherwise I really have gotten to a point where I don't know how you keep up with how many people that you're contacting, where you're at with your conversations, and how many people you need to be contacting. I just talk to too many people all the time. So that I see that as becoming my Bible versus the 3 to 4 other tablets that I keep scribbling in. I will say that I am married to this business, so I do always know my vision. I do always know where I'm going. And it's a lot like if somebody walks to my husband's office, for instance. He has stuff all over his desk. I don't know how he works like that, but he probably knows where everything is. And that's how I feel about my vision for this business. I have a plan up here. I know exactly where I'm going. And when I get to a certain place, I will have things like numbers better organized. But right now, I'm not in that place. I'm actually in a preliminary growth time frame right now, where every single month, my goal is to add 3 ambassadors and 3 customers. And if I achieve that, I'm super happy. If I get over that, I'm ecstatic. But I know that that's what this business is founded on. And if you just keep it that simple, you will always be moving towards your next rank advancement. So that first and foremost, before any other numbers, that's what I'm looking at. So right now I have 2 ambassadors signed this month so far. I have a third person has already texted me. He's signing by the end of the month. And I've got several other people that I'm working with. I don't know if they're going to end up customers or ambassadors, but that's kind of what I wake up and get in check with. Okay, I know I have these 3 customers, or 3 ambassadors. I need to get my next 3 that are either going to fall in line one way or another with customer ambassador. And when Amanda's talking about numbers, and Aaron and maybe Hillary talked about this too, that part is crucial especially when you or your downline is getting ready to rank advance. And even for other points in time, but especially when you're getting ready to rank advance, you better know how to read your back office and know how many points your person is off from gold. If you have somebody 1 person off from silver, and it's 3 days before the end of the month, and they could go silver with 1 person, you better be aware of that and be making sure that you're reaching out to them, scheduling the 3 ways, and getting them to silver. If they need to be, if they just rank advance to gold and they're just on fire, you need to calculate for them and figure out how much it's going to take for them to get to senior gold. I did that with Amy Shell and Hillary a year or whatever ago, and her face was like, are you kidding me? I just went gold. You want me to go senior gold? Yeah, let's break this down. Look, we can get you to senior gold in the next 30 days, and that's exactly what we did. So understanding where your points are for yourself and your downline in terms of rank advancement is an absolute must in this business, and drawing that out visually and numerically for those people so that they can also see it and they can look into their teams and know who on their team is going to run with them to achieve that goal. Who can they take silver? Because that's exactly what going to the next rank involves. It's you and the people on your team going silver. That's all it is. Find your people who want to go silver, and once they go silver, take those people to silver. 3 new people, 3 new people, 3 new people every single time. But understanding those numbers is very important. I've got a girl right now who's pretty close to, she could definitely be gold. very shortly here. We just have to figure out who of her runners, and Erin and I had a coaching call with her in the last couple of days, and we're going to figure that out, and we're going to move forward with those runners and get her to gold and beyond. So always being attentive to that is really important in this business, or you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, and more importantly, you're going to really disappoint your downline if you don't understand how to read that in your back office. And
Erin.
Yeah.
Erin,
Okay,
how do you
so-
stay focused and organized?
I'm not organized. So here you go, guys. You have 4 jewels, and none of us can tell you how to
I
stay
was gonna say, so
sorry.
There's hope out there, ladies. I'm extremely organized. Rachel Marie is extremely organized.
The way
There are
I stay organized is I call Rachel. Like I did today. I was messaging her, Rachel, we need an organizational phone call because I don't know. We got to get this figured out.
Jamie keeps me.
But we're jewels. So like that should give hope to all of you that you don't have to be masterfully organized to get to a jewel. So it's
So
okay.
I have lots of pieces of paper like this
Me
that
too.
have all kinds of lists of names of people and numbers and strategies for, when random coaching calls and whatever I do. Like I'm always jotting on a scratch piece of paper or the back of a bill envelope or something. Like I'm just like digging through my pile. But and now that Messenger has changed over in Facebook, I really have to get one of those DMO success guides, because now every time you friend request somebody, it pops up in your Messenger that you're now connected. So like I'll have a message and then I have 20 blank messages of people that I friend requested and then another message. So everything's getting lost now. Whereas before I used to just go back in my Messenger and be like, okay, gotta catch up with this person or that person. So Facebook's kind of messed me up on that one. But so I'm probably going to get one of those DMO success guides too. And hopefully I actually fill it out, like the planner that I have that I don't fill out. So that'll be the second key. But for staying on task and staying motivated for your goal, I'm naturally self-motivated, so I don't really need something to make me motivated. But I can give you guys some tips for those of you that struggle in that area. And that is, number one, something great, and I've talked about it on my team call before, is figure out what your why is that isn't about you, right? So find out, like, mine is really making that generational impact, and that is really important to me. Like I did a video on my timeline not too long ago and actually like started almost crying, and I was like, I had to stop, so it's really important to me and it really gets me in my heart. And so sometimes finding out what that why is that's really important to you is going to help you, because there's a lot of moms on here and a lot of yellows and a lot of givers and a lot of selfless people. And so it's always, now let's just raise your hands. Who does everything for everyone else before they do something for themselves? Yes. Okay. So this is why I say that, because if you figure out what it is that is not about you, you might take a little bit more time to invest in it and put it at the forefront of your focus, instead of just saying, well, this is because I want a new car, or I'm doing this because I want a nicer house, or I'm doing this because I want to have pretty clothes or nice makeup, or whatever it is that's just about you. And that can help you kind of stay more focused if you can keep that at the forefront of your mind. Setting small goals for yourself. So you heard us say what our visions are: 20 jewels, diamond, double diamond. These are really big things, but you have to realize we're a lot farther along in our journey. And so if you struggle to get to that place, then set yourself small incremental goals. Like, I want to just reach out to 2 new people, or I just want to sign 1 person, or get a great testimonial, or I want to lose 10 pounds, or whatever those goals are that you can just keep building onto. That might be a little bit easier than setting a giant goal and then trying to I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if you set this really big goal, it's a lot easier to give up on, right? Because it's a lot easier to look at the goal and go, well, financial freedom is only for some people. It's just not for me, right? Only some people can get to Jewel, but that was really unrealistic anyway. So you're much more likely to just push it off, right? You can just push it off as like, that was a nice pipe dream, but whatever. I'm going to go to my 9-to-5 job, or I'm just going to put that IPA off. So those are some of my tips as far as like keeping yourself focused.
I just want to interject real quick too. If you're talking straight up like tasks that you can do, 2 things real quick that I do a lot of is I have S notes on my note tablet. Oh, you can't see it anyway, but I got a gazillion of S notes. So I do that a lot. So if something comes up, I pull my phone out and I write myself a note. And also I drop myself messages. So if I see a really good testimonial that I like, or I just want to remind myself of something I want to do later, I'll pull up my Messenger and Facebook and I'll write my notes in there so I can always go back to it. So those are 2 actual things that I do a lot of that keeps me from forgetting what I'm doing. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Awesome. And just because I'm super organized, I'll let you guys know, when you start conversations with somebody, remember the next conversation that you started and you send information, you're mirroring off of that one. So don't feel bad about just forwarding. They don't know it was forwarded to them, but you've already had all these other great conversations that you've had with people. So your videos about the products are already saved in a message prior that you instantly can say, oh, I sent this to Susie yesterday, so let's go to Susie and just forward now to Amy. So keep that in mind, that it's, the same process that you're going through when you keep it super simple. But I'm super organized, so I'll do my own call on that for you guys. So, all right, last question that we can go around for you ladies. If we can start with Erin, what's some advice that you give yourself to keep moving forward?
To keep moving forward?
Yes.
Is that different than the question we just answered?
You kind of touched on it already, but what do you tell yourself every day, Erin? Or what, when you have those moments like we all do of, oh, it's just not working, what pulls you through?
Yeah. Well, I'll be really honest with you guys. I have had moments in my business. I have had even months in my business where I really struggled, where I've been like, wow, can I really do this? And it's easy. Like, sometimes we can get on the pity bus. Like, I've been on the pity bus before, like, oh, woe is me, like, it's not working out. And so, I've been in that place before. I don't stay there very long. And I think the biggest thing with that is belief. And so I have really strong belief in network marketing as a whole, and really in Plexus as a whole. And so I guess I rely on science to really, when I get really stuck, I rely on science and the fact that I know that the business works because I've seen it work for other people. And so, it's okay to get frustrated and like feel sorry for yourself and, be down, but then you just have to look at the facts. And the facts is that the business works for the people who work it. And so we have to just take from, the lessons that we've learned and the places that we've been, and we have to realize that it is within us to be successful. We have everything. God has given us all the gifts that we need to be successful in our business, and we just have to use them, right? And so sometimes that doesn't come easy. Like, it's hard, I watched that whole Work Your Windows series by Elevation, and he was talking about like all the preparations, and he uses farming a lot. So you're like plowing all the fields, and you're planting, and you're watering, and you're waiting, and you're crying when it doesn't rain, and you're you're going through all these things, and then you finally get to your harvest, and you think that your harvest is going to be easy, and it's actually more work than everything else that you've done, and so now you're spending 12 hours a day, harvesting before you're going to actually see like, you know, it's going to be a long journey. Like, even for me, like I'm saying I want 20 jewels. I know that for me to get 20 jewels, I'm going to work my tail off the next 6 months for that to happen. And so it's perspective. So it's perspective of like, what's the reality? So and especially in leadership, like you can't go anywhere until you have the reality first. So you have to figure out what your reality is and then move forward from there. And so I think that is building belief. If you don't have belief in the networking and the Plexus itself, the products, the business, and then the second thing is, you know, having belief in yourself, and then just deciding that you're going to get off the pity bus sometimes. Sometimes that's as simple as it is. You just have to wake up and go, okay, enough. Like, I'm going to go back to work now and do my IPAs. So that's all I've got.
Thank you. Amanda.
Prayer, lots of prayer, and grit. So when you get on that pity bus, you need to know that it's okay to be there for a second, vent for a minute, and then get back up and slay the day. So that's basically it. Why not me? That's what I tell myself all the time. Like, God put Plexus in my path when I needed it most. So why not me? Why can't I be a diamond too? I can be a diamond just like this person's a diamond. So you really have to have that belief, like you are worthy of this success. You are worthy of abundant blessings. You were brought to this very team for a reason. That's why you're here. You're here for a way bigger purpose than you even can imagine. And you just have to remind yourself of that every day. When I first heard about positive affirmations from Erin and like speaking things into life, I was like, this girl's lost her mind. Like, she's crazy. And I'm telling you, every lesson I've ever learned from Erin, I've thought, man, why didn't I just listen to her the first time? But no, I had to go out and learn the lesson my way, the hard way, right?
Oh my gosh, that has been your entire journey, Amanda.
Yep, because I'm a stubborn red, right? So it's like, nope, I'm going to go try this and I'm going to fail on my own. Like, you don't tell me it's not going to work. I'm going to go do this. And then I'm going to come crying to you when I realize that you were right. And so basically what I'm getting at is be coachable, and know that you are worthy of this. You are here for a reason. We are doing great big things on this team. And that's something that's always kept me moving forward, is that I see that big picture. Make a dream board, look at it, read positive affirmations for real, because it will change everything for you. If you truly believe the things you're telling yourself, because like Hillary has always said to me, this business is 90% what you say to yourself and what you believe. So I probably stole that from you, Hillary. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Amanda. Tanya.
So the question is, what keeps you focused every day, right?
I don't know. I got sidetracked.
No, what keeps you moving forward?
What keeps you moving forward? Okay. So I'm with Erin a lot when she made the comments about this being process-driven business, all about numbers and daily activity. And if you do what you're supposed to do and constantly improve upon what you're doing on a daily basis by reading self-development books and watching videos that can give you the knowledge to constantly improving. You can't wake up every day and do the same activity exactly as you did it yesterday if you did it incorrectly yesterday. Following me? So you do have to always be mindful of that. So it's personal observation. But so with that in mind, anybody can, that's why they say anybody can do network marketing. That's where that comes from. Anybody, you can teach them to hit the button that says add friend and then message them an invitation. You can even give them a templated message. But can anybody get to diamond? And that's where the grit comes in. and the faith within yourself and the belief in what you're doing. So that is a really super important aspect for me, is believing in what I'm doing, combined with the knowledge that it's just processes. I used to be a real estate agent. It was the same thing. But there's only about 20% of agents in the country, and there are over 1 million agents. There's only about 20% that make a full-time income of $100,000 or more a year out of real estate sales. Why is that? Why do the other 80% not make that much when we all have the exact same job? It's because the ones who are making more money have belief in what they're doing, and they follow the processes to a T. So that part of it, I understand about this business. And if I keep going, I will be diamond. So the other part that keeps me going is, for me, has become entirely faith-based. So I've gone through some really crazy transformations since I started this business. I was extremely strong red. That was driven by my personal wherewithal and my personal drive, and that if I was going to be a diamond or a jewel, that I could make it happen. I could make it happen. So that whole part of my thinking has really been transformed a great deal through prayer and through a very deep spiritual journey. And now I see things a lot differently. And I understand that while I can make it happen, I still believe that, by the way, I still believe I can personally make it happen. But I just think that it might take me 30 years to make it happen on my own versus walking the path that God has for me to walk, and to be mindful. So here's the connection for me. I have started to recognize that the more I'm walking in alignment with God, the more I see the journey He is mapping out for me. And what that means is He is basically showing me ways about my leadership that I didn't see. And I probably wouldn't have seen for many, many months or years. But by stepping back and relaxing a little bit and giving the faith and the power over to Him to kind of direct me a little bit more, instead of being so closed-minded and laser focused, I've been able to sit back and be in a state of acceptance. And that part, for anybody who's on this call that might not be Christian, at least tap into that part. If you can find a way to bring yourself into a state of acceptance of your journey as it is today, plus the fact that this is a process and you just have to keep following the process, you will have a lot better journey. Because if you're in a state of acceptance of everything you're doing every single day, when you get to a hurdle, or you make a mistake, or things don't go the way you wanted them to, instead of getting all bent out of shape and feeling frazzled and feeling a mindset of failure, you can go, oh, I accept that happened today. It's okay that happened today. What can I take away from that happening today? What are the good things that I can bring out of that situation, and look at it as a blessing instead of looking at it as this horrible one more thing that's getting in the way between me and the goal that I have. Because if your journey is forced, odds are I really believe this is what I've learned from my personal experience. If your journey is forced, you're forcing it. You're more apt to actually see more failures and more mistakes. And your success could very well be quite short-lived. And that's not just based on my, did I have short-lived success? It's based on what I've actually seen from other jewels, more so than my experience, where other jewels are pushing so hard and really driven by the outcome, the goal, the end goal, and they not only have more mistakes, but they end up giving up entirely on the journey. And they totally miss all of the things that they were supposed to pick up and learn from the mistakes that they were coming upon, that would have otherwise grown them into the beautiful leaders they could have become. So that's the part of being in a state of acceptance and waking up every day. You're driven by the goal, but you find beauty in every day and every moment so that you can grow from that moment. And the more you grow from that moment, the better leader you become, the better ambassador you become, and the further you get to greater successes, because you're growing and because you're becoming better. The more you look at your negative situations or failures or mistakes and get all torn up about that, you're missing the point and you're not growing. Therefore, you're either remaining the same, which brought you to the mistake in the first place, or you're getting worse at what you're doing because now you have a negative attitude and you have even bigger mistakes and worse things occur, and you get further away from your goal instead of closer. And that kind of cycle builds on itself. You want to stay away from that part. For me, I've learned to stay in a place of acceptance and being mindful of all the moments of my day and being connected with the journey he has expected for me. And if I do that, then until he shows me I'm not supposed to be a Plexus ambassador, this is where I'm staying, and I love my job. So I'm okay with that.
Thank you. Hillary.
All right, I have bullet points here because I am so thankful and appreciative of all of you on this call. And we were at max capacity. People were messaging, I can't get on. So those of you that were able to get on early, you're lucky. The others will have to watch the recording. So I'm going to wrap it up with what I do to get myself out of a hole. And believe me, I've been in plenty of holes. That's for sure. That's for sure. Plenty of holes, plenty of islands. Definitely focus on the positive. Find the positive in every single thing that you have. Something that pulls me through is I've really shared my vision for Plexus with my family. They're completely on board. My children are on board. My daughter talks about when Mama's Diamond, she can have her own bathroom. You know, like, it's a shared vision. So they know that when Mommy has to do these calls, or when I'm going, or when, you know, I'm quote unquote missing or sacrificing, that there's a reason for that. So that really helps to get your whole family on board. It's really important. I'm thankful I have a very helpful, significant other who is willing to just step in when I need him to. That's for sure. I mean, Brinley was puking before the call here and we were dealing with all that craziness. So life gets in the way, life happens, but I still knew that I wanted to be here and share with all of you. Law of attraction is completely and honestly a true thing. So just believe me on that, please. What you think about, you bring about. So if you think that you're stuck, you keep telling yourself you're stuck. I've been sober for 2 years. I'm this, I'm that. You're going to stay where you are. So switch the tapes and switch the recording that you have telling yourself every single day. It will help, I promise you. And if you need help with that, I'm Rainbows and Unicorns. So I would love to help you. And also, something I just want to end on, and all of you to think, is, you know, things don't happen to us, they happen for us. So every single step of this journey is a blessing. Look at it as a positive. Every no is a blessing, and you're just getting closer and closer and closer to your goal. So have fun with it. Everyone, at the end of the day, what is going to make you successful is what you believe is going to make you successful. That's it. That truly is it. If you're not believing that I'm going to send out 5 messages, I'm going to follow up with 3 people, I'm going to do this, and this is going to make me successful. If you don't have that belief, then don't do it. Don't do it until you have it, because that's what's going to get you successful. Whatever works for you and your color personality, be true to yourself. My goal, again, help every single one of you be the best version of yourselves. This is not a competition. This is not a sprint. This is not a, well, Susie did this, she did that, blah, blah, blah. No, we're all our own business owners. You can do it. You can do it. You can do whatever you put your mind to, and you deserve this. So thank you so much for being on this call. Thank you to Erin, Tanya, and Amanda for your awesomeness and your tips. Thank you, Jamie, for keeping us somewhat on track here as much as you can, Rango Women.
Poor Jamie, she's got 4 unorganized people answering questions.
Hey, I actually had it pretty organized. I was proud of myself. I'm getting into the role. I'm trying to be more organized. But next week we have Jake on the call with us. It was going to be our Rubies and Senior Rubies, but Jake, who is Erin's coach and Amanda's coach, and he is awesome. He's been with Plexus forever. I think he was like the 12th employee or something like that. He's going to bless us with his knowledge, and next week's a big week, huge week. So we'll talk about of the 50 people, maybe address that. We might have to shell out some more money or just get here fast and don't miss out.
I think I have 100 on mine, Hillary.
All right, so then we're using Erin's from now on. But thank you guys so much. I hope this helps. Sorry we didn't get all of the questions answered, but I think we kind of touched on all the re-meeting ones. So